Welcome to another episode on TechBiz, your number one platform for cutting-edge AI innovation and digital transformation. I remain your favorite social media manager, Vanilla, and I am thrilled to be on another insightful episode with you guys. So in our last episode, we talked about AI customer support, specifically AI chatbots, and we got a lot of mind-blowing feedbacks. A lot of you were really interested as to how AI chatbots could answer customer queries 24/7 so as to enable your staffs and team members focus on more complex tasks. We also got a lot of questions about how small businesses could integrate AI chatbots into their systems and businesses without breaking the bank. And it is fascinating to know that you guys are interested in technology and its impact and application on businesses as much as we are. So today we'll be taking a deep dive separating fact from fiction. I'll be introducing a segment called AI Real Talk True or False, where we'll be tackling common AI beliefs and maybe not so common ideas about artificial intelligence. And joining us on this exciting episode is, drumrolls please, Stephen Oladele, aka TGM, a growth marketer in the tech industry, especially the SaaS-based software as a service. Thank you so much, Stephen, for joining us today.
Thanks, Vanilla, for having me. It's good to be here.
So are you excited about our episode?
Yeah, I am.
So
Okay.
shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, so true or false?
Okay.
AI-powered software is too expensive for most small businesses in Nigeria to afford.
That's false. That's a lie. Okay. Basically because AI tools and applications are not ideally very expensive,
Okay.
especially in the Nigerian market. It's only dependent on what you need AI for. And also, some AI applications are actually free. We call them freemium offers. So you can leverage on the free offers until you have actually scaled and reach that market size that you think you need an advanced or a premium AI application to use. So if we are going by that, AI is not actually expensive for SMEs to deploy in their day-to-day activities. It's just what you need them for.
Very true. That's very factual. So true or false, you need to be a tech expert to use AI tools in your business.
Ah, okay. That is to be a tech expert, I think that's not true either.
Okay.
Um, it's a two-way thing. So you can you can actually employ a tech expert to
True.
to use your stuff for you, so you don't have to be a tech expert yourself. Also, there are some AI applications that do not actually require any technical expertise. You just need to know how to use the system, a computer, day-to-day activities. For example, prompt engineering. That's
Yes.
just imputing words in an AI, maybe ChatGPT, so to
Yeah.
say, to give you better results for your content and what have you. So you don't need any in-depth technical knowledge. As far as you're running a business, you're running maybe a tech business or a normal small-scale business that is just into service or product.
Yes.
I mean, you can easily reach your customers with prompt engineering without you necessarily understanding the technical jargons
Absolutely.
of AI. So it's false for me.
That's very true. I totally agree because I believe that many AI tools, or when I say AI apps, have user-friendly interface
Yeah, right.
that allows for most people to
Yeah,
be able to find their way around. So
exactly,
I
exactly.
support you on that one. So true or false? AI can understand and process customer feedback given in Nigerian pidgin English.
Okay. This one is it's so funny for me. So a couple of days, weeks, thereabouts back on Twitter, um, there was this trend going on that AI can actually roast you in your local
I saw that
language.
trend.
Yeah. So
I
if
hopped on it.
oh, so that means AI did roast you as well.
Yes,
Okay. So that would mean that I mean the answer is true.
it's
I
very
mean it's
obvious.
very true. I don't need to explain. I don't think I need to explain. It's very true.
Yeah.
It's very true. So AI can actually give you any prompt in whatever language you choose.
All right, so true or false? Implementing AI in your business will automatically lead to job losses. I feel like that's a major misconception everybody has. So please do clear it up for
Well,
us.
I won't really want to clear your doubt, but what I can say within my professional jurisdiction, I think it's a dicey one here too. You're filled with a lot of questions that are tricky. So it's a two-way thing. There's no, it depends on the narrative, the perspective matters here, yeah? So AI could actually lead to job losses in some
Okay.
instances, and it probably does not necessarily lead to job losses as well. For example, Shopify, the CEO of Shopify, once said around last week thereabouts also that Shopify is not going to actually bring in any creative again, except there is a proof that AI cannot do what that creative would do. Yeah. In that instance, we would say, oh, AI is actually creating job losses there. But there's another thing, another perspective would be that if the caveat this guy actually included is that except if AI cannot do what such creative could do. So that means for every for every AI application that is being released into the market, there is actually somebody that can do better, or maybe you can now give a better performance. So that what I'm trying to say is, for example, if you are a designer or yeah, a designer basically, you could literally ask AI to give you some designs, and especially with what ChatGPT is doing these days, you can ask it to give you some designs, and then the problem now is that the human feel is not as prominent
Yes,
in such
yes.
design. So it's not as though you're getting the exact thing that you need. While some of those designs can be used as is, you just feel, oh, it's very close to what I need. Maybe you've imputed some images, all of those things, and you think the prompt it gave you is kind of good. Well, maybe you can follow suit to use that. But for a designer, somebody who actually knows how to design now, the way you structure your prompts to get uh, a design image from ChatGPT will be different from the way an ordinary person would structure their prompts.
Very
All
true.
right, so the person knows color placement, the person knows text placement, they know the text to image ratio they are expecting in such designs
Yeah.
and what have you. So when such professional is putting out a prompt for AI design, it's kind of better. The prompt you get is better than when a layman or somebody who
Yes.
is not so vast in design
Yes.
is giving out another prompt. So if you look at it in that aspect, I don't think AI is going to actually take over the job from such person. AI
Okay.
can enhance the job. AI can make it
Yes.
faster, better, but not necessarily. But in the case where you decide not to grow, well, AI
You'll
is
be
here
left
to stay.
behind.
Yeah.
All right, so true or false? There are AI-powered solutions specifically designed to help Nigerian farmers improve their yields.
Yeah, there are.
So
True.
have you come in contact with any one of them?
Of course. Yeah. So I in my past experiences over the last 7 years working as a growth marketer, I've had the privilege of working in the agri sector department, the agri business, yeah, kind of. And what the business practically does is to leverage technological advancements and applications and merging it with agricultural work, bringing those things together and giving better results, basically. And there are a lot of agri-commerce, agri-businesses out there in Nigeria, a lot that you won't even think about. Some of them are shaping the agricultural sector to give it, to make it reach wider audience. So that's one of the gaps that the agricultural sector has experienced in time past. Farmers reaching the desired audience, desired
Yes.
market, a lot of
Yes.
their goods, perishes. But to bring it down to your question now, yeah, the yield. So AI can actually do better than just bringing your products to the audience. AI can determine the type of crop you need to produce on your on your farmland, especially when you have to, put manure, maybe organic or inorganic manure in your on your farmland. AI can tell you the proper ratio. There are some AI now that can analyze the nutrient ratio on your soil.
Okay.
Yeah, so they can actually analyze with accurate data, accurate insights, the level of nitrogen, phosphorus, all of those on your soil contents, and eventually, after an insight is drawn from that, you can make a better decision to say, okay, AI can actually make a better decision, suggest a better decision for you that, okay, you do not have to plant this kind of crop.
Yeah.
This kind of crop will thrive on your farmland more than this one. You are expected to get this kind of yield. I mean, all things being equal, this kind of yield when you do this because of this nutrient level that is on your, so AI can actually give you a better result there.
Okay.
I mean, so it's true, actually.
Thank you for that. That was really insightful.
Yeah,
So
thank
true
you.
or false,
Okay.
relying on AI for business decision completely eliminates the need for human intuition and experience.
Definitely, that's a lie. That's false for me. Even though you asked some questions. I mean, okay, that's a lie. That's not entirely true. So I'll say it's false.
Okay.
And the reason being that, like the analogy I gave about a designer earlier. Now, human intuition is needed. I mean, human intuition, human expertise actually created AI.
AI to
Now,
begin with,
it's not as though it just fell from somewhere that we don't
yes,
know about.
very
Yeah.
true.
So human intuition is needed here. Yeah. And another thing is that um, when you leverage professional intuition, professional human intuition into your AI application, it kind of gives you a better result, a faster result, a more streamlined and more focused, in AI's word, more tailored uh, prompts
Yes.
than when you are just flippantly throwing out prompts to AI. So AI is garbage in, garbage out. What you dish to AI, it kind of dishes it out back to you. Yeah. So if as a group marketer, I understand the concept of SEO, I understand CRO, I understand automations, I understand a lot of those things around marketing, and I'm able to properly craft out messages for AI. Say I need an email automation. I need you to generate this particular prompt for me. I will be able to give it, determine what I want because I already know what I want inside of me. But AI makes it better. What AI does in this sense now is that it brings up the creative aspect of you, of a professional. Yeah. So sometimes you could be experiencing some block, some constraints, especially when you do not have a clear understanding of the product you want to represent or an ideology of how to present that product to the audience. Now, what you can do with AI is to explain what you want to do, explain the concept of the marketing, like the marketing concept that you have around what you're trying to push out. Then determine, you can also tell AI the kind of audience you are looking to target.
Yes.
In this case, when you put out that kind of prompt to AI, what it gives you is better and it's more accurate than you just saying generate an email for me on marketing, and just being basic about your prompt. So, I mean, the human intuition is very needed in this case, and it's definitely false.
Well said. I
Yeah,
think we can both agree it's more about collaboration and not replacement.
yeah, sure.
So true or false, the biggest challenge for Nigerian businesses adopting AI is the lack of reliable internet infrastructure. I mean, we're familiar now. We all know how the internet
May
is in
Nigeria
this
not happen to
Nigeria.
you. That
I can say that.
okay. Well, that's that's not entirely true too. It's not entirely true. So, well, we, like I said, may Nigeria not happen to you. Apart from, every other thing that can happen to you in the country, internet, not responding very well is another factor. But that does not literally mean that it's it determines how you use AI. If I get the question correctly now, doesn't necessarily determine how you use AI. And there are some artificial intelligence applications that are not internet driven. I mean, the concept of setting them up might be that you have to be online to set them up, and but once they're done, you don't necessarily have to be online to make use of them, especially your audience. For example, AI chatbots. Once you've set up AI chatbots, you've tested, you've put out your automation, you've given it the right parameters to to work with. Um, you don't have to be online for the AI chatbot to work.
Yes, yes.
I mean, the only person that needs to be online is the audience. And in this
That's
case,
very
the audience does not even know if they're chatting with AI. Like, I mean, all things being equal, it's not as though you just have an idea that I'm chatting with AI, because it's not actually going to introduce itself as an AI.
true.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't have to be online for that to work. Yeah, but I mean, you need internet here and there to do everything, but
Yes.
it does not. I mean, I don't think they are the same standard here that internet is a determining factor. Nah, it's not. Definitely
I
not.
can totally relate to that because, like, I think last week I tried to order something and I
Mhm.
texted them, reach out to a brand on WhatsApp, and I was getting immediate responses.
Yeah, right.
I
So I
mean,
mean,
so
it's
that works. So, true or false? AI can help small businesses in Nigeria access funding and loans more easily.
yeah, true.
Why did you agree with that?
Yeah, I've worked in the fintech sector
Okay.
before, so and I kind of understand how it works. So before the implementation of AI into some of the fintech space. And don't be mistaken, the fact that people call it fintech does not mean they are actually leveraging on artificial intelligence.
Okay.
They're separate. They are two separate things. You can actually operate a fintech system with your developers, with your tech team and
Mm.
all, and you may not necessarily be, leveraging AI in every aspect of. For example, there are some fintech that still use what's it called? Normal customer service
Okay.
for every
Yes,
of their
yes,
activity.
yes.
Even with chat, they still actually make use of some third-party tools and then just bring them in and you just chat and you respond to some customer service. These are not even customer services that you have to call. You just have to chat. They
Mm.
respond to chat. They have a lay down,
That's very true.
prompt. So
Yes.
now it does not mean you actually, yeah. I mean, I just had to explain that now. But um, for loans and grants and disbursement of funds,
Yes.
what have you in the financial space, financial finance sector, yeah, AI can make it better. It makes it easily accessible. One, it makes it uh, it makes it more streamlined
Mm.
in a way. And what I mean by that is, so for example, over time, over the years, when you take a loan from, these normal loan apps, so to say, one of the things you notice is that sometimes, oftentimes than not, actually, that you started paying off the loan in
Yes.
installments,
Yes.
and maybe you took a loan of 30,000 naira
Mm.
and you started paying maybe at 5,000 naira thereabouts. You paid the first payment, you made the second payment, and eventually you finished paying. One of the things you start getting from, from market research now is that you see some of these people who have completed their payments getting messages that they are still owing.
Yes.
Yeah, they're still owing. So in cases like that, AI can help to grossly mitigate against it. I mean, it's not as prone to error as human. Yeah. So what AI can do is to now, there are some correct algorithms that can be put in place. Some correct, yeah, that can be put in place such that when you are when you started initiating your payment, AI starts calculating it for you
Yes.
around the time that, oh, okay, Vanilla, you've made this payment, and eventually AI knows your base loan application was 30,000 naira. maybe at an interest rate of 10%, whatever, and makes it 33,000 naira. Once AI is able to calculate that payment to reach 33,000 naira, it blocks every other repayment and lets you know. Even if you don't have a record that you've even completed your payment, AI lets you know, oh, congratulations, you completed your payment, this and that, and update it on the fintech system. All right. So with little or no human interaction here, it just kind of makes it easy. In such a case, AI helps in loan generation, a lot of things, and also prompt engineering, especially when you understand the marketing very well. One of the things that AI can do for you is to understand the user behavior, the user experience, the concept of how a user uses their mobile phones or their devices. So AI can actually crawl out behavioral pattern. So this particular person likes to check through loan apps, likes to check through, apps that are financial app. One of the things that I can do for you there is as a business now is that AI can actually help you reach that kind of audience better without you even knowing. So AI can say, oh, since this guy checks out a lot of loan apps, why don't you just push your own loan app to them? And that's it. So you just see them. So I mean, Instagram makes use of that. Whatever when you start checking some kind of content very well on Instagram, you see that the next content you get is similar. That's AI at work. So I mean, definitely that can be used for loan apps and all of those things too, and key into the market.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
right.
eye-opening. Well, we've come to the end of today's segment. Thank you so much, Stephen, for
Thank
joining
you
us.
very
We
much for
hope to have
having me.
you here again.
Oh yeah, sure. I will be
You look
glad.
like you're doubting it. That will bore you.
I sincerely doubt it, especially with this yes or no question.
What?
Let
Did
me
you not enjoy it?
It was fun,
I
but it was
mean,
tricky as well. But
but
thank you, though.
thank you so much for the
Thank you
eye-opening
for having me.
conversation. All right, guys, we've come to the end of today's segment. Thank you so much for joining in. We hope we've been able to bust some AI myths and ideas you've had. If you have any questions, do leave it in the comment sections and we can tackle it for you. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can get insights on our next post. See you next week. Bye.